Now, most people that has watched New to the Wild over the last several years will tell you I always went against the grain. I was always anti-ultralight. I thought it was kind of a prissy way of being. Well, times have changed. I'm JB Gunner, also known as Teardrop. This is New to the Wild, also known as the Legend of Teardrop. Let's go ahead and get into this, because today I'm going to tell you why it is best to go ahead and go ultralight. Let's go ahead.
This is Teardrop, and welcome to New to the Wild.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner, aka Teardrop, and this is New to the Wild. With all that being said, I want to say thank you to everyone that supports not just this channel, but all of my channels, as I have, a shitload of them. So thank you to everyone that supports this channel, because without you guys, I could not do this each and every day as often as I do. Thank you. If you guys are new here, subscribe. Go ahead and bang that bell. It's the only way you're going to get notifications when my videos drops. If you also would like to support the channel, the links are down below. All right, with all that being said, let's get right on into my message here today, which, believe it or not, and most of the people that's watched me all of these years will tell you they're surprised to hear me say this. Ultralight is 100% the way to go. Now, I went out there with different size packs. The first year, I think my pack was over 50 pounds. Then it was like around 38. The last several years, I was able to keep it right around 30 pounds. That's with food. Right around a 20-pound base weight. Now, for you guys that do not know, anything under 20 pounds, but still above 10, is considered lightweight. Anything below 10 pounds is pretty much considered ultralight. I believe that, and I used to say, okay, what's the use in being out here if you can't bring a few things that you like? Well, my attitude's changed completely, and it's because, and here's one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why is I learned, not just from my own life, my own hikes, but watching other people. You cover a lot of fucking ground when you do something such as slack pack, right? And for you guys that do not know what slack packing is, it's when, maybe let's say you're at a hostel and you take a very small pack and you let them drop you off in one place and you hike back. It's essentially a way to hike a lot of miles without the full girth of your weight. A lot of people do this up and down the trail, and I got to ask them, including me, I started doing it as well. And so I started saying, you know, why is it that I like to slack pack? Why is it that you like to slack pack? Why is it that my friend John Coker liked to slack pack each and every fucking day he could? Well, the answer to that is because the packs are fucking too heavy. No matter how big you are, no matter how strong you are, many of us take things we don't absolutely have to have. And I know you think you need it. Like me, I always thought I needed several recharges of my phone, right? So I took several battery packs. When the reality is, had I just not packed as much food, not packed as much electronics, I would have been quicker and got to town, and I wouldn't have needed the extra damn battery packs to begin with. Does that make sense? Because that's the reality of this. Many people pack too much because they think they're going to need it. And for the plan that you have in your head, you're probably right. If you're going to be out there 5 days, yeah, you probably need 10 pounds worth of food. However, if you don't pack 10 pounds worth of food, and you don't have a bunch of other shit, then you're probably not going to be out there 5 days. Do you see what I'm saying? I'll use a small example. Springer Mountain to Neil's Gap. If you really want to get it done, about 3 days, I'd say, is an average time. You can really get it done in 2 or 1. Probably 2. If you go right on out the gate, putting a 20 in and get to Woody Gap, you can go from Woody to Neil's Gap in 2 days. My point is, you can get from Springer to Neil's Gap in 2 days. But a lot of people pack 4 and 5 days of food to start off the Appalachian Trail. Imagine if you cut your food weight from the 10 pounds for 5 days down to 4 pounds for 2 days. And another thing that I think people will do way too often is they pack food for that last day that they're going to come into town. If you're doing it properly, you should be camped right outside of town. And so the next day, you don't have to carry food for that day. You should be, even if you have to, miss breakfast, if you can get in there before noon, you got the rest of the day to eat as much shit as you want because now you're in town. But I'm going to show you some things, right? I'm going to show you some very valuable information that I do think you guys probably need to know. All right, I want you to look at some things. I was reading this here by Clever Hiker, but that's not what we're talking about here right now. Now, this is the pack I walked around in. It was the Osprey Atmos 65 AG. That was the pack I used to have. And it was the pack I've had for since 2015, right? And if you look at it, about $270. I think at the time I got it, it was probably around $300, right? Probably around $300. $299 was probably the original price I paid for this pack. Now, if you scroll on down this thing, you'll notice it's a pretty big pack. What is it? 68 liters if you get a large, which I had. And if you look here, the weight for this thing, for me, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. I want you to keep that in your mind. Because now listen, no one's sponsoring this video. But I want you to just take a look at Hyperlight mountain gear. And this same thing probably goes for Z-Packs or any of the lightweight shit that you're used to. Now, we're talking about less than $100 extra. But I want you to see how much weight you save. 2 pounds, 2.7 ounces. In comparison to 4 pounds, 10 ounces. So let's all right. So 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Now we're at 2 pounds. Let's just say 2 pounds, 3 ounces, right? Let's just do that. 2 pounds, or is that what it says? 2.7 ounces? No, 2 pounds, 2.7 ounces. Okay. So now let's go ahead and move to the next one, because as you can see, when we're talking about monies, less than $100 extra get you that much weight saved. And listen, I don't know if you've ever took 2.5 pounds out of your pack, but trust me, if you have a pack right now, go ahead and take out 2.5 pounds. Take out your tent. Take out your sleeping bag. Take whatever it is, 2.5 pounds. That's a day's worth of food. Well, almost 2 days worth of food, right? That's a pretty good amount of weight to remove from your pack if you have the ability to do so. So now I want you to go ahead and listen. We're going to move on to tents, right? Now, this is going to shock you. The Z-Packs Duplex Ultralight 2-person tent. Now, don't get me wrong. You could probably find something cheaper. But I actually really think this tent is like my next tent, if you look at it. Now, this price is going to fuck with you. The price, as you can see, is $599. And that may fuck with you a little bit, right? $600 for a tent. But we're talking about 19 ounces. 19 ounces. When you're looking at a pound, that's 16 ounces. So you're looking at 1.3 pounds. Now, if you look at the Big Agnes, right here, now this is the tent I had with me, the Big Agnes Fly Creek 2. And if you look at this, we're now looking at for the most part, 2 pounds, 10 ounces. So let's go 2 pounds, 10 ounces. And what was the other one? 1.3. So now you're saving a whole nother 1.5 pounds, 1.7 to be exact. So right now we're looking at, if you just go this route, you're looking at essentially 2.7 we saved the first time. Then we're looking at 1.7 we're saving this time. So right now we're at almost 5 pounds. And what are we really talking? The Big Agnes, all right, that is $600. $600 right there. If you're looking at that, $600. Now the Big Agnes right now is $271, $339. I think I paid $350 for it. I do honestly think I paid $350 for it. So I'm gonna put what I paid for the motherfucker, and it actually was probably $365, but I'll go with $350. Let's see here. So $350. So yes, it's a $250 difference. No question about that. So right now we're at plus $350 to go a little bit more light, but we're going to figure out exactly how much lighter we're going. Now, I want you guys to understand, I once had a Kelty 20. It was a Kelty 16. Kelty, I can't remember the fucking name of it because I no longer have it. And it was more expensive than this. My Kelty was about $265. And I assume it was about the same weight, about let's check what the weight is. 2 pounds, long, 2 pounds, 10.7 ounces, right? So we're looking at 2 pounds, 10.7 ounces. And we're looking at a cost of, for me, it was about $265. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you my numbers right now. You can then go over here to Z-Packs, right? And let's just say you're going to do extra long, which, you know, for a lot of people, they'd probably choose to do either that or the long. Let's go with the long, right? The long is a total weight of 20 ounces, which is about a pound, 1.4 pounds. So, right there, you go from 2 pounds, 10.7 ounces, down to 1.4. So, you're basically saving 1.7 pounds right there. So, altogether, so far, we have saved 2, 3, 4. We're looking at 5.4, and 5, 6.1 pounds. 6.1 pounds. Now, let's look at the price difference. Okay, this is $379. I told you mine was about $265. So we'll say another let's just say $120, right? So now we're looking at for $470. For 470 measly little fucking dollars, you have cut your weight all the way down 6.1 pounds. And we haven't even got into anything else yet, right? Because at this moment now, your base right there is 6 pounds. So you should be able to keep your base weight in general under the 10-pound mark. Sleeping pad, I would say, I mean, there's many different options, smaller options, but with your sleeping pad added, you should still be able to keep this under 10 pounds. So I guess the ultimate thing at this point in time is how comfortable do you want to be? You could pack a lot of shit that you could use at camp, or you could leave a lot of shit out. So what you can do is get to town quicker, make up your miles quicker. It don't have to be a 6-month thing for you. Give you an example. When I was slack packing, now I want you guys to understand, I'm about a 10 to 12 mile a day guy. Like I can do 15s and 20s. But slack packing, I could easily probably do 20 to 25, right? And we're talking about before trail legs. Slack packing, I could put in some fucking miles, just like a lot of people, right? That extra 10 miles, 10 to 15 miles you're able to put in, let's just say 10 to 12. Instead of a 12-mile day, I could do a 24-mile day, right? That extra 12 miles, that's a whole day saved. Now imagine if you were able to do that and save that every single day. Now I ask you, is that $470 extra that you have to spend to be able to make that kind of timing, that kind of ground out here? Is it worth it? Because you have to really ask what it is that going ultra light really does for you. It pretty much reduces your stress on your body. You're not going to have your shoulders being tugged and constantly in pain. You can hike a lot farther, a lot less effort, which will give you a lot more free time on the trail. It could be a game changer. You can have a lot more fun. You will be in a lot less pain. At this point in time, if you go ultralight, you only got to really worry about focusing on your feet. All of this up here will be pretty much not sore at all. Now you understand your base weight is pretty much your pack minus food, water, and fuel. Consumables, right? And if you can just keep that under 10 pounds, I think you'll have, if you're walking around with a 12 to 15 pound pack, brother, I'm telling you, or sister, whichever one is watching this, you're going to make a lot more miles. You're not going to be as sore, which means mentally you're going to be better, and you're not going to quit. I know what you're saying right now. JB, didn't you quit? Yes. You know the one thing I didn't do? I never went ultralight. I always used to laugh, and John Coker could tell you this. I always used to laugh about how if I could slack pack this whole motherfucker, I'd finish this thing in a heartbeat. Not a problem. Slack packing was my funnest days. My advice? Slack pack the whole motherfucker by going ultralight. No one's paying me to tell you this. And I promise that because I'm a YouTuber. I would have to put paid programming here. I'm just telling you guys one of the mistakes I've made. Go ultralight, man. Pay the extra $470. Seriously. I'm JB Gunner, also known as Teardrop. If you guys like my message, you guys want to support the channel, feel free to hit those links down below. It's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Are you one of them old school characters that pretty much just like, look, I'll carry a frame pack and not a problem. I understand there's a lot of people like that. Especially a lot of the old timers. They have their way of hiking and that's their way. They're never going to be speed demons out there anyway. So they're okay with going a little slow. I used to feel like that. I used to feel like everybody was just going ultralight so they can be popular amongst each other. No, there was actually some good fucking logic in it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Leave comments. Let me know what you think.